Fine. So yesterday we had seen some basic things, guys, and meaning we had seen, legislation, two legislation we had seen. What are the two? What is Companies Act right now running 2013, and previous one is 1956. So what is who will be the regulators, guys? ROC. Yes, very good, smart people. Okay. We have discussed about the separate legal entity features. So what is that feature, Omkar? Separate legal entity means what?
Means that company has separate legal entity other than its members.
Other than its members. So who will be the members? What is the other word for them? Shareholders and members. Okay, shareholders and members. Fine. And perpetual succession. Perpetual succession. Yes, Srushti. Existence of the company, and company will go forever, perpetual succession. Okay, it will go forever. If any member is coming or going out, that doesn't affect the existence of the company. And you had started the company, you incorporated the company by the law, and you have to close the company by the law, and that process is called winding up. Okay, then limited liability also we had seen. Then again it is in detail, it is given. It's quite boring, you had already seen in your PUC and all. So we can take it little fast, but when whatever the important things are there, I will complete. Okay. So let's see this first one, the separate legal entity, guys. Okay. So there are distinctive features between different forms of organization, and we had seen here which feature it acquires a unique character of being a separate legal entity. So companies are having which kind of character? Unique character of being a separate legal entity. In other words, when a company is registered, it is clothed with the legal personality. It comes to have almost the same right and powers as a human being. Okay, company. Arman, Darren, tell to that classroom they are making too much noise. Still there, CA, intermediate, if faculty is not there, they are enjoying, happy. If now also I will tell, let's close the class, you will be happy, you will go outside. And no, the someone who came from far, they will not be happy. But yes, close. Okay. So guys, when in other words, when a company is registered, it is clothed with the legal personality. It comes to have almost the same right and powers as a human being. Company is an artificial person, but same right and power they are having as a natural person. What are that powers? Anybody can tell me what are that powers company will have? Yes, Danita? Suing against anyone and some more?
Can be going to contract.
Yes, when they are coming to they can do the contract. What else? Buy its own property in its own name, right? They can in the company name we can open the account. Okay, like a natural person, you are opening your account, bank account, like we can open in the name of the company. These rights companies are having like a natural person. Its existence is distinct and separate from that of its member. Anjana, you are new here. The member and shareholder are the same person. Who are the members? The one shareholders who are purchasing the share of any company. They will become the members of that company and shareholder of the company. In second PUC, you had heard or you had learned that partners, if say suppose ABCD partners are there, and their partnership firm name is Pioneer Firm. Okay. So these partners or firm is the same. The property of the firm is property of the partners or not? Yes? No? Why not? Say suppose I'll just tell you A, B, C, D. They are the partners in Pioneer Firm. Okay? Now guys, now tell me, the property of this firm is property of this ABCD or not? Yes, any doubt? Yes, Rakshita. Partnership ही नहीं पढ़ा, skipped. How much you scored? You scored less, then it's okay, no problem. Fine. So guys, the property of the partnership firm is the joint, yes Nabiha, joint estate of the partners. Okay guys, so when we are saying ABCD partner or pioneer firm, it is same. If ABCD will do any wrong thing, so it will be applicable to pioneer firm. Okay, but if we are talking about company guys, if we are talking about company, okay, so say suppose A, B, C, D are members, okay, they are members of ABC Limited, okay. So now they are member and ABC Limited is a separate legal entity. We had seen this feature, separate legal entity, okay. Now guys, tell me, if company had done any kind of fraud, whether ABCD are liable for that, responsible for that, and can they say that ABC Company Limited property is our property? Can they say? No. If ABCD had done any kind of fraud, whether ABC Limited is liable for that? Is it clear for everyone? So here one more thing we will talk about agency relationship. I had already talked with the new versus new student. Now, how many new people know what is the meaning of agency relationship? You can raise your hands. The one who are knowing about agent, principal, agency relationship. Omkar? No? Today that boy is not there. Yes? Anybody knows about it? Any new person? Agency relationship. Agent and principal, have you heard ever? No. See guys, this is really disappointing that nobody knows about it. Agent and principal you don't know? That is there in your PUC. Okay. So agency relationship is what guys? If whatever an agent will do, whatever an agent will do guys, it will be applicable to principal. So who is this principal? Your college principal? Is this your college principal? Ganesh sir? No. So principal can be any person who will give some work to agent and the agent will do the work on behalf of the principal. Okay. Whatever work, say suppose the selling and buying of the goods, this Mr. Ram is the principal and Shyam is his agent. Okay. Now Mr. Ram had given 1 lakh rupees goods and he's told to agent that you sell these goods on behalf of me. If any profit will be there, that is mine. If any loss will be there, that is mine. Okay. Now why this agent will work? Why he will work for Mr. Ram? Yes Kasim, why he will work for Mr. Ram? For, no, he is an agent, but for what? Commission, not remuneration. Had you heard any agent what they charge? They charge commission, not remuneration. These all things are coming further. So I am just explaining what is coming in my mind. Okay. So guys, this agent will work for commission. Okay na? Not for remuneration. Okay. Now, if you are having a partnership firm, okay, in a partnership firm, all the partners are A, B, C, D. Whatever A will do, it will be applicable to B, C, D. It means all the partners are agent to each other. Are you getting? Because in partnership, there is no separate legal entity. Okay, as I said, A, B, C, D and pioneer firm, same. Like that, if A had done anything, no, it will be applicable to all the partner except in the case of fraud. That one exception is there. Okay, except in the case of fraud. Okay, but in company, So here in partnership, all the partners are agent to each other. This much you have to remember. But in company, members are not agent to company. Members are not an agent to company. You can note down that, okay? So members are not agent of company. No agency relationship, okay? Now here, if members had done anything, company is not responsible. And if anything happened in company, if company is financial stress, company they wanted to wind up the company, who will be liable? Members are not liable. They are liable how much? Yes, to the extent of their unpaid share, guys. Are you remembering? Yesterday we had discussed about it, limited liability. So they are only responsible to the unpaid amount of share, not more than that. They will not bring property by selling their own property, car and house. They will not bring, okay? So there is no agency relationship in between members and company. So this feature is called, which feature, Tejaswini? Which feature it is? Separate legal entity. Did you get everyone this concept? Okay. So this is called the agency relationship. Agent work for the commission, not for the remuneration, guys. Okay. So this is about the separate legal entity. Okay. Then here they have the same right like human being. It is distinct and separate from that of its member. A company can own property, have bank account, raise loans, incur liability and enter into contracts. These are the rights of the company. Then it is at law a person which is different from the subscriber to memorandum. Yes, Zubia? Subscribers to memorandum means what? Who will be there? Subscriber to memorandum. I think you are not in that. Kasim, subscriber to memorandum. Shareholders. Subscriber to memorandum means shareholders or members. Any person. Memorandum of MOA and AOA I had discussed yesterday. That are the chartered document. In a company, when we incorporate the company, we make two very important documents that are MOA and AOA. Memorandum of Association and Article of Association. These are called the chartered document and all the details of the company will be there. Okay. So if any person will subscribe at least one share of the company, that person will become the member of the company or shareholder of the company and they will call the subscriber to the memorandum. Okay, when they will start the company initially, so any person, they have to subscribe the memorandum and their name will be present in that memorandum of association. That's why we say subscriber to the memorandum. So they are also called members. Okay, members. So its personality is distinct and separate from the personality of those who compose it. Who are composing the company? Ankita, who are composing the company? Composing means what? What is the meaning of composing? Yes, Varuni? Forming, incorporating. Composing is what? Forming, incorporating. Forming, guys, means making or incorporating. These are the legal terms. In few days, you will get to know about the legal terms, then it will be very easy to understand the concept. Okay? So forming, making, incorporating. Fine. So everybody got it. The one who makes the company. First you have to subscribe the memorandum. You will become the shareholder. Then the company is there and the feature is separate legal entity. Who are making the company? Members are making the company and they are separate from the company. Done. I should not revise it again in further chapters. I think that much I told you. If anybody is having any doubt, can you please ask me right now so I can explain it? Anusha, Ritika, did you get, guys? Ankita, any doubt? Sneha, any doubt? No? Pooja, got it? If after that also you have any doubt, please come to cabin, you can ask. Okay? Next is what, guys? Even members, so sometimes they will use shareholders, members, subscriber to the memorandum, okay. Even members can contract with company. Now they are telling that ABC Limited can contract with any company, PQR Limited, okay, PQR Limited. Even members can contract between the ABC Limited. There can be a contract in between ABC Limited and members also. So even members can contract with, this is very important. You can note down in your notebook what I am going to read. Let me tell you first. Even members can contract with the company, acquire right against it or incur liability to it. But for the debt of the company, only the creditor can sue it and not its member. This is a very important point, and they can ask you in case law. So see, first of all, everybody is knowing what is contract, guys. Yesterday we had discussed there should be two parties, two or more parties. Contract means any transaction you are doing. Say suppose I am doing any transaction with you. So we will come in a contract, there we will put our name, occupation, terms and conditions, something I am selling you, you are buying it. There will be a consideration, right? Without money there will be no contract, okay? So this is called the contract. So say suppose you are shareholder or member of that company. You can do any kind of contract with your company only. So guys, say suppose this member or shareholder is the promoter. How many people know the meaning of promoter? Please raise your hands. Promoter. Yes, what about our previous class, September batch? Promoter. Vedamurthy? Yes, anyone? Manasa? You guys forgot that. I had explained that. Please raise your hands. Promoter, promoter, promoter. Okay. Yes, Varuni? Very good, Varuni. I am appreciating your school, or I should appreciate you? I'm because ये जो PU का जो result है आप लोगों का 99, 96 and after that knowledge is 0.9, 0.96. Very, very good. Who conceived the idea of business? Please note down there, guys. Promoter. Actually, I can give you one like structure of a company. I think previous class I had given that. Had given? Forgot? Huh? Promoter, management, HODs. In 2 minutes I will refresh that. Promoter, who conceived the idea. See guys. Okay, very soon we will arrange. How many people are interested to visit any company, corporate? Are you interested? Please raise your hands. So many. Very good. These kind of people I want. So very soon I will arrange a listed company. Okay, listed company. We will visit that. Fine. Or any factory. I'll arrange as soon as possible, so that when you will study these things, no, it will be very helpful for you. Okay. So let's see a structure of a company, guys. What and where you are going to sit in a company. Okay. So see here. First of all, any business is there. So there will be a promoter, guys. Promoter. What Varuni you said? Repeat it again. Discover the business. Yes. Yes. How a mother conceive a baby. The promoter definition is the person who conceived the idea of business. He is called the promoter, guys. Okay. And the board of directors, please listen carefully, and the board of directors are accustomed to follow the instruction of promoter. In layman language we say Malik, owner. In Hindi we say Malik. In English we say owner. And in Kannada what we say? Yes, Vedamurthy? Malika. Fine. So that is, this person is called Malika. Okay. He had started that business. Okay. So that person will be the Malika. So in a company he will be on the top. Now maybe here father and son will be there. So usually father is chairman of that company, and son is MD, managing director. Okay. Now guys, now they are the owner. Fine. Then who will come here? Now tell me, who are, yesterday you all had told me who will manage the company? Board of directors or management? Two terms are there. BOD, board of director, or management. We used to tell them management and board of director. Who will come in the board of director, Darren? Chairman, yes. Omkar? Yes, yes.
CEO, COO, CEO,
Board of director.
MD,
Is there any word director is there in CFO? How you can be the director? Independent director, whole time director, very good Nabiha. Chairman,
MD,
MD. नहीं अभी अभी उनको टाइम है. Directors. Board of director means directors will be there. So to become the board, you have to first become the director, guys. Then only you will come in the board. Okay. So these people are called board of director, whole time director, independent director. Do you know, being a chartered accountant, in how many companies you can be the director? Do you know that? No idea. Anyone? Any company will not choose you. To you, though, definitely. Because you will become the promoter. Vedamurti, why you will become director? You will become the promoter. Yes, guys. Do you know how many companies you can become director after chartered accountancy? Huh?
how much ever we want.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Very good. Guys, there are criteria. Minimum, I'll tell you, more than 10 companies you can become the director. Then, ma'am, why we will become the director? And what you do when you will become the director? You have to attend the board meetings. Right. So, in a company law, minimum 5 meetings is required. Okay. Per meeting, do you know how much you get? If you are fresher and you are director, for one meeting you will get 25,000 for the 20 minutes or 1 hour meeting maximum. So, and if you are more than 10 years experience, more than 10 years and 15 years, 3.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs in a year for 5 meetings. From one company, if you will earn, say suppose 2 lakh rupees also, 10 companies, how much? Then what is the need to work even? Right? So do you know this only filing the ITR and doing auditing? These are the old story, guys. Chartered accountant. There are a lot of other things which you have to explore. So that is very necessary that you should understand that what you are going to become after your chartered accountancy. More than 10 companies you can become the director. Okay. I am independent woman director in 3 companies. I have many other opportunities, but being a director just simply credited the money and sitting, yes, no. You have to check their balance sheet, whether they are doing any fraud or not. These all things you have to keep in mind. So if you are having time to see all these things, then you can involve in 10 company also. So I am independent. There is a, after Companies Act, guys, any company, listed company or public company, there are criteria of paid up share capital and turnover. This is privilege given to women. Independent women director should be there in these kind of company, specially. So this special opportunity we are getting. Okay. So I am in the 3 companies. So chairman, whole time director, independent director, MD, they are the part of the board of director. So these people are managing the company. How they are managing the company? They used to take the decision for the growth of the company, any financial decision, any expansion decision, strategic. Yesterday I used that word, strategic decision. What is the strategic decision? Means how we will increase the profit of the company, what good we can do. Not small businesses they are discussing, they are discussing about the strategic policies and all, okay, for the betterment of the company. Okay, so they are called the board of director and management, who take the decision for the company, right? After that, who came here? KMP. Had you heard earlier KMP? Anyone? Key managerial personnel. Key managerial personnel. Who will come under this? Yes, Vedamurthy? CEO, CFO and CS. These 4 people will be there. Key managerial personnel. Key managerial personnel is, without key you cannot open your house, huh? You cannot unlock the lock. So key is very important. So these people are very important, very important for the day-to-day affair of the company. So before visiting, you should understand what is the structure there. Then you can go and ask these things to CFO, CEO. Okay. So board of director and management and these people. Okay. This MD. Usually this MD is no whole-time director. Okay. So he will be the part of the board. Okay. Then this CS, they conduct the board meeting and they are the compliance officer. Compliance officer, or they conduct the board meeting. CFO are the invitee to the boards. Invitee to board. If there are financial discussion, definitely you will sit in that meeting, okay, being a chartered accountant. But you are invited to the board. But CS will definitely be there in the board meeting, because we are only conducting the board meeting and AGM and all, okay. So you are invited there. CEO, definitely all the reporting will be to the CEO. All HR manager, CFO, CS, every evening you have to report to CEO, guys. Chief Executive Officer. He is the decision maker of the, because for each and everything, can you go to the promoter and owner? The owner is that much of free? No. So who will be there? CEO. Any HR manager, production manager, marketing manager, company secretary, CFO, they used to meet CFO in evening and they used to give all the details. Okay. So he is the most involved person. CFO is the most involved person. So if it is a financial company or any company, like, you can also become the CEO of that company, CEO plus CFO, okay. And for the industry kind of manufacturing company, the IITians and engineers are the CEO, okay. So for CEO post, even many chartered accountants are becoming the CEO of the company, okay. And this is the managing director. So these are the top level people in the company. These are the top level people who take the decision regarding company. Then who will come, guys? Then here all the HOD of marketing, say suppose marketing, HOD of finance, so CFO will be the HOD of finance, right? Then HOD legal, HOD HR, okay, and so on. Many departments. According to the company, we can make the HOD, head of department, okay. Then who will come? Managers, senior manager or managers, these people, the one who had done the MBA, okay. So maybe when you had decided to do chartered accountancy, many people had told you, go and do MBA. You are told or not? Go and do MBA. How many 5 lakhs MBA are coming every year? How many C and CS are coming? Number is very less. So the reputation plus money, you will make more than a MBA, okay. So these MBA people will come here. After that, who will come, guys? After that, supervisors, staff, clerks, okay. Foremen. If anybody knows any industry, there are foremen. Foremen are also the like supervisor. Then here the last, workers workers, peon or laborers. Okay. Did you get the whole structure? Did you get? आपने notebook निकाल के you should note this. You didn't note. Then again you will forget. उस पे लिख लिया. So when in any factory you will go, you will see the bottom level who will be there, any laborer or worker. Then there will be supervisor, foreman, okay. Then there will be managers, then HOD, then these people, key managerial personnel, and this board of director and management, that is a separate thing, okay, and promoter. So this is the hierarchy. Everybody noted this? Everybody noted? Did you get any idea? So when you will go to the company, you will understand like where these people are sitting, what they are doing, okay? Everybody noted down? Okay. So this structure is very, very important. So where you are sitting, see, at the top. So for that hard work is required, guys, okay? Don't take it casual like your BCom, fine. I know you are not casual. You had chosen this with some serious motive. Fine. So second is even members can contract with company, acquire right against it. This we had completed. Yeah, this we were discussing, guys, that even members can contract with the company, acquire right against it or incur liability to it for the debt of the company. Only its creditor can sue it and not its member. If members or shareholder had made any contract with the company, say suppose promoter is the member shareholder, promoter had given a loan to company. Now he cannot file a case against company that I am not getting a loan. Otherwise, what is the logic? Anybody can tell me? Member or shareholder? Shareholder, promoter is also a shareholder or not? Promoter is keeping no shareholding. For the private company, all 100% shareholding is with the promoter only. Okay. Now he is telling that I had given loan to company. Are you getting? Then he is asking that loan from the company and company is not doing well. Company is in the financial stress. So whether he can file a case against the company? No. No. Member cannot file a case because there are many chances that they can do the fraud. They can do the fraud in the name of company. Okay. And who are the creditors? The outsider who had given the investment and loan to the company. They are called the creditors. So who are able to file the case against the company, guys? Creditors. Because further I am going to discuss a story, a very historical case law. That's why I am telling you this. Okay. So star mark this, or you just remember this point, that creditor can sue it but not its member. But then also the feature separate legal entity, the member had taken the benefit of that separate legal entity feature. Okay. A company is capable of owning, enjoying and disposing of property in its own name. Although the capital and assets are contributed by shareholders, the company becomes the owner of its capital of and asset. Who are contributing the money, guys? Shareholders are contributing. But where they are contributing? In the company. So who will be the owner? Company is the owner of the asset and capital. The shareholder are not the private or joint owner of the company's property like in a partnership. Pooja, are you getting? Anjana, are you getting? Yes. So members are not the owner of the company's property if it's in own name, okay, in company name. So a member does not even have an insurable interest in the property of the company. Guys, if there are property and we have to take the insurance, in whose name we can take? Can we take in the promoter's name? If it is in the name of promoter, what the promoter will do? He will lit the fire in the company and he will take the, if the company is in losses. So that's why members does not even have an insurable interest in the property of the company. The leading case on this point is Makura versus Northern Assurance Company Limited. Let's see this. Fact of the case. Fact of the case. Makura was the holder of nearly all shares of a timber company. Makura is the promoter and he is holding all 100% share except one share. One share he had not taken. Okay. So he was also a major creditor of the company. He is the promoter and he is only putting investment in that company. Okay. Makura insured the company's timber in his own name. Whether it is allowed? It is not allowed. What he had done? He had insured the company's timber in his own name. The timber was lost in a fire. Makura claimed insurance compensation, held the insurance company was not liable to him as a shareholder, has any right to any item of property owned by the company, for he has no legal or equitable interest in them. Equitable means equal interest. Okay. So hence in this case, since the timber was not insured in the company's name, Makura could not claim the compensation for insurance company. Are you getting this? How many members got this in at this stage? Please raise your hands. Everyone who got the case law? Okay, fine. Yes, you guys please take 20 seconds. You can read it and let me know. Apeksha, did you get it? No? Okay, you please read it. Please read it. I will explain. And please star mark in your book, guys. This case laws is there. They can ask you case law on this. Read it, everyone? So before that you have to read this. What I had explained 2 times, but you see this one. The provision. This is called provision, guys. Please read this. A member does not even have an insurable interest in the property of the company. Member is, who is the member here? Makura. Makura is shareholder member. So, does not have an insurable interest in the property of the company. The leading case on this point is Makura versus Northern Assurance Company. Okay. So, can Makura do the insurance in his own name for the company's property? No, but in this case what he had done? In his own name he had done, and there was a fire in the company. Now he is asking for compensation from insurance company. So whether he will get the insurance? He will get the compensation? No, because our Companies Act provision is telling that member cannot have an insurable interest in the property. So he cannot take the insurance in his own name. Yaad rahega? Next is perpetual succession. Let's take this example first, then you will understand the legal terms. Okay. Many companies in India are in existence for over 100 years. This is possible only due to the fact that the company has perpetual existence, more than 100 years. Means company is going forever without the winding up. There was a company which has 7 members and all of them died in an aircraft. 7 members were there and they all died. Now you will say the company is closed. So what that feature is? Perpetual succession. Company cannot close. Member may come and go, but company will go forever. This was there in your second PUC also. Okay. So there was an company, 7 members died in an aircraft. Despite this, the company still exists unlike partner form of business. Unlike means what, Kasim? Unlike partnership form of business means what? In partnership, if all partners will die, partnership firm is gone. It will not be, because it is not a legal entity. Okay. But in a company, it is a legal entity, guys. You had incorporated by law, you have to close it by law. Okay. So 7 members died, but their legal representative. Do you know what is the meaning of legal heirs and legal representative, Ritika? If Mr. A died, who will be the legal representative or legal heirs? Anybody knows? New student? Mysore University. तो मेरे तो खाली सेकेंड PUC वारुणी ने ही पढ़ा है. प्लीज डोंट फील बैड, आई एम फीलिंग टू बैड बिकॉज आपको कोई वर्ड ही नहीं पता है. दैट्स वाई वन रिक्वेस्ट, don't waste your time for degree. You had already wasted your time for 2 years PUC. Are you feeling that or not? Don't waste your time for degree at least. So you will become chartered accountant very soon. And don't waste your parents' money. 60,000, 80,000. Thank God Cresta closed. Cresta closed, okay, 80,000. 2,40,000, and if we charge for CA 26, oh ma'am, it was too much. Give some discount. 3 installment, 4 installment. Guys, it's really the student legal representative you had not heard. If any person, Mr. A, died, who will be the legal representative? Omkar, what you are telling, that what official? So before that legal representative are their daughter and son, okay, or any family member. First of all, if nobody is there, then they appoint any other person as a legal representative. So legal heirs, had you heard, or please note down, who will be the legal heirs? Son, daughter, wife, any family member. Okay, and we use legal representative term for the same and any other person. If you are, say suppose Mr. A died, Mr. B is his legal representative. He is legally representing Mr. A. That is called the legal representative. Okay. So all the liabilities and rights in the law, who will be a legal representative? Got it, guys? So in the partnership firm, if everybody will die, partnership will close, but in the company, it will go forever till the time you are not winding up. Okay. Now see the provision. Members may die or change, but the company goes on till it is wound up on the grounds specified by the act. The shares of the company may change hands infinitely. What does it mean? The shares of the company may change hands infinitely. Mr. A will be the shareholder, he will transfer to Mr. B, Mr. B will transfer to Mr. Z. So infinitely they can transfer the share to anyone, okay. But that does not affect the existence of the company. Any member may come and go, it doesn't affect the existence of the company. Since a company is an artificial person created by law, law alone can bring an end to its life. So it is made by the law, it is created by the law, and how we will end of the life of the company? By the law only. Its existence is not affected by the death or insolvency of its members. Got it? Next is limited liability. Already we had discussed, guys. Let's see this. Limited liability. The liability of a member depends upon the kind of company which he is a member. So I had given you example for the limited member of the limited shares, limited company shares. Okay. So there are many other companies also. Even unlimited liability companies are also there. Companies by guarantee is also there. Okay. Let's see how much they had given here. So the liability of a member depends upon the kind of company, first of all, which he is a member. We know that company is a separate legal entity which is distinct from its member. Thus, in the case of limited liability company, the debt of the company in totality don't become the debt of the shareholder. Separate legal entity, so whatever will be the debt of the company, shareholder, it is not going to become the shareholder's debt. The liability of the member of the company is limited to the extent of the nominal value of the share held by them. Say suppose they had purchased 1 lakh rupee shares, okay, 1 lakh rupee shares. So they are liable for this 1 lakh rupees only, nominal value of the shares held by them. In no case can the shareholders be asked to pay anything more than that. How much? Which value, guys? Unpaid value of the share. Got it? So say suppose it is written in the legal terms and all, you have not to mug up. You have not at all to mug up. You understood the concept. What is the meaning of limited liability? You can present in your own language and you can present by the example also. Are you getting? You have not to mug up like this, the date of the this. No, not like that. Okay. So otherwise it will take too much of time. Next, after 2 years you will clear that. So conceptual clarity is more important than anything you are mugging up. Okay. Then in the case of company limited by guarantee, yes, kinds of company, this is which kind of company? Limited by guarantee. The members are liable only to the extent of amount guaranteed by them and to only when the company goes into liquidation. Okay. Guys, there is a company limited by guarantee. Now where you are purchasing the share, you are the shareholders. Okay, you are the shareholder. Now in a company, say suppose Mr. A had given the guarantee of how much rupees, guys? 5 lakhs. ABC Limited. So he got some paper. He will get some paper on that this 5 lakh. He is the owner of, member of how much money? 5 lakhs. Okay. But when he will pay this 5 lakh rupees? When it will be asked? At the time of only winding up. This feature you have to remember. But if you had purchased the shares, then any lifetime of the company or at the time of winding up, any time company can ask you. But in guarantee company, what is important? What is different? At the time of winding up only they will ask you 5 lakh rupees. Otherwise they will not ask you. Okay. So this one again I am telling you, company limited by guarantee, member are liable only to the extent of amount guaranteed by that. In our example, it is 5 lakhs. That too only when the company goes into liquidation. However, if it is an unlimited company, this is third kind of company, guys, the liability of its member is unlimited as well. How many companies we had seen then, Nutana? Company limited by share, where you are liable for how much? To the extent of the unpaid amount. Second is which kind of company? Limited by company by guarantee and guaranteed amount. You are liable to pay how much money? Guaranteed amount. In our example, how much we have taken? 5 lakhs. At what time you will pay, guys? At the time of liquidation or winding up. Okay. Third is what? Unlimited company, where liability will be unlimited. Liability will be unlimited, like a partnership. You have to bring by selling your house also, car also. Okay. There were one client, it was not client, like we were in the process, something he was asking us for fundraising and all. So he had his more than 25 crores house and all in Karodpati Gali in Nagpur. And he had many cars and all, luxury cars. So what he had done, more than 100 crores bank money he had in the mines. Nearby Nagpur, there are many coal mines. So unauthorized mines he purchased, and he said, my account is NPA, non-performing account. Like he is telling that now I don't have money, from where I will pay. So he was roaming in the this Maruti 800 or Alto. Many cars he had, and everything that 100 crores he had secured. So there was a process of selling his house and cars, everything, it was like taken by the bank. So he had purchased already the mines. After that he will be NPA and he will enjoy that mines, through the mines are illegal mines. So many people do that also, they take the money. You can give me any example, big example who had taken the money of bank, huh? और उसके बाद after Vijay Mallya, very big name, Punjab National PNB Bank, Nirav Modi. Then what is artificial legal person? Already we had seen these things. Let me read fast. You know the company is artificial legal person, right? So company is an artificial person as it is created by process other than natural birth. Okay. It is created by process of incorporation. It is legal and judicial as it is created by law. It is person since it is clothed with the right of the individual. So further, the company being separate legal entity, already we had seen, can own property and all and can sue and all. The same thing it is there, guys. Okay. Same thing is there. As the company is an artificial person, it can act only through some human agency. So company is an artificial person. Yesterday also we had seen this. But who will run that company? The people are in the company management, this KMP, they will run this company. Okay. So like directors, the directors cannot control affair of the company and act as its agency. Who have the control on the affairs of the company? Not director, not director. MD, CEO, CA and CS. They are seeing the affairs of the company. But board of directors, so they are come. Say suppose I am director in Bangalore and Ahmedabad. I am just attending the meeting, but all the affairs of the company I am involving in that? No. Okay. So that's why the directors cannot control affairs of the company and act as its agency. Directors are not the agent of the company, even member, but they are not the agent of the member of the company. And directors are also not the agent of the member of the company. So the directors can either on their own or through the common seal. Directors either their own and through the common seal of the company can authenticate its formal acts. So guys, if there is any document in the name of company to cannot put the seal everybody know, seal, when they put the seal of that, any company's name was embedded on the seal. So company itself can put that seal? No. Who will do that? Human agency, means any person who are involved in that company. So who will do? The directors can either their own or through the common seal, they will put the common seal on behalf of the company, can authenticate its formal act. Authenticate means what? What is the authentication? Authentication is what, guys? It is genuine and legal. Authentication by the signature, when you are going to take the attestation and all, no? Attestation, you are taking any signature, your say suppose your certificate is coming, mark sheet is coming, there are some signatures or not, that is called the that this mark sheet is real. So there will be some specific signature should be there, or the seal of the company or seal of the university should be there, that is called the authentication. Okay. Thus a company is called an artificial legal person. Common seal is what? The seal what we were talking earlier, it was mandatory. Mandatory means important. Now it is optional, guys, optional. You can use, or it is not mandatory that you have to put the seal. Okay. So a company being an artificial person is not bestowed with the body of a natural being. Therefore it works through an agency of human being. Common seal is an official signature of the company. Common seal is what? An official signature of the company which is affixed by the officers and employees of the company on its every document. That common seal is a seal used by a corporation as the symbol of its incorporation. So when you will do the incorporation of the company, guys, you will get the common seal. Otherwise many people make the fake common seal also. So after the incorporation, you can use the common seal, that is called the authenticated document. The company's amendment. What is the meaning of amendment, Srishti? Amendment. Yesterday. Bringing changes. Okay, bringing changes. Fine. So the Companies Amendment Act 2000. So Companies Act came in 2013. So after that there will be an amendment here. In 2015 has made the common seal optional. So earlier, before the 2015, guys, it was mandatory. Now it is optional. Okay. Optional by omitting the words and common seal from section 9 so as to provide an alternative mode of authorization for companies who opt not to have common seal. Rationale for this amendment is that, rationale means reason, reason for this amendment. Reason for this amendment is that common seal is seen as a relic of medieval times. Like earlier they were using the common seal. So now in the modern days they said it is not mandatory. Okay. Even in the UK, common seal has been made optional since 2006. In UK from 2006, in our India after 2015, Companies Act Amendment 2015. Okay. This amendment provides that the documents which need to be authenticated by a common seal will be required to be so done only if the company opt to have a common seal. If company wanted to have at the time of incorporation that we want common seal, then only they will get the common seal. If you don't want for your company, that is optional. It is not mandatory. Okay. In the case of a company does not have a common seal, the authorization shall be made by two directors. Say suppose guys, there is a document. Now say suppose you are shareholder and you are telling I want a company's seal on that this document is a genuine document. So if common seal a company had not opted, so who will sign, who will make the authenticated? So two directors or by a director and a company secretary. Either two director will sign or one director and one company secretary CS will sign on that document, and then it will be called a authenticated document. Okay. Wherever the company has appointed a company, in every company secretaries are not there. So if there are no company secretary, who will sign? Two director will sign. Okay. So who have to appoint the company secretary guys? The company who is having the paid up share capital of 10 crores. Paid up share capital of 10 crores or more. Only that company can appoint a whole time company secretary. In Corona time, it came down to 5 crores. Means every 5 crore paid up share capital company needs a company secretary. And that time company secretary was hardly 75,000 company secretary. And like we were doing job also, this also, that also, like that much of opportunities are there. Then it pinches to chartered accountant. That this much of opportunity how they are getting? So they went to the ministry and they said you remove this, withdraw this 5 crores wala criteria and put it again 10 crores. Okay, so this much of opportunity CS were getting, so chartered accountant go against them. Though they are sister concern, like this sister concern, CA and CS. When we are in corporates, we can see that, apparently you can see that. Okay, so any company who is having the paid up share capital, they have to appoint a company secretary. So if there is no company secretary, two directors will do that sign. Okay, what is the time now? Okay. I can explain the corporate whale theory. Take the one minute break by your mind. The last topic of today, corporate whale theory. What is the meaning of whale, guys? Whale. When you are wearing suit, you take whale, no? Whale. Dupatta. In Hindi we say dupatta or anything, curtain. You are not wearing whale, so you don't understand this. So curtain, anything to cover something, right? Okay. So whale is what? Or any shield, guys. Okay, any shield. In Hindi we say that kavach, kavacha. Now Vedamurti will say kavacha, right? So this is that corporate whale theory, guys. Corporate whale theory. There is a corporate. Say suppose this is the corporate, this is the whale, and who are working behind this whale? Who are working? Management, board of directors, CEOs, okay, promoter, they are working behind the whale. They are the person who are involving in the matter of the company. So this theory is related to that. Okay. Now I will ask you a story. Yes, I'll ask you a story that Mr. Ram had given his personal asset to his company. That company is OPC, one person company. Okay, one person company. Now guys, Mr. Ram had started a company and he had given all his personal assets to company. He had made a contract, he had given all the personal asset to the company. Fine. In return, he had taken shares of the company, debenture of the company. Debentures are the loan, guys. Share is the equity share, debenture are the debt, loan. Okay. He took 20,000 share, 10,000 debenture, okay, and he started a company, fine. And the remaining amount he took in the cash. How much personal asset he had given, he took in return everything. And then he started a company, and that company was his wife 4 sons and daughter and he, 7 members had taken that company. Okay, now he took the investment in the name of company. When it is a company, anybody can invest in that company, right? So he took the investment from the creditor and he took the loan from the creditor. Now after some time he is telling that company is in financial distress. Company is having lot of burden and now company cannot pay to the creditor. But in return he took everything, he only. So whether he had done any fraud or it is allowed that he will take to himself only and he will not pay to the creditor. Whether it is right. So that is not right, but he had taken the benefit of the separate legal entity. He said, who is the company? I am to separate, company is separate. If company is going into liquidation, why I will pay to the creditors? Are you getting? So he had taken the benefit of this feature and he had defrauded the creditors, and then also court had done nothing to him. And after that they made some strict provision and then they brought the corporate veil theory. Okay, so who are the person who is working behind this veil, and they are telling this is the fault of the company, this is not my fault. Okay, so this is the story we are seeing here, corporate veil. Corporate veil refers to a legal concept, very, very important. Maybe it will come in your exam also to explain. So it is important theory, please listen carefully. Corporate veil refers to a legal concept whereby the company is identified separately from the member of the company. Okay, this already everybody knows that company is separate from the member. The term corporate veil refers to the concept that members of the company are shielded from liability connected to the company's actions. Try to understand first this, everyone. What is the concept? Member of the company are shielded from liability connected to the company's action. What is that?
Ma'am, it means that अगर कोई कंपनी में according to the corporate veil, members जो उस कंपनी के होते हैं, कंपनी के एक्शन से जो भी लायबिलिटी होता है उनसे प्रोटेक्टेड होते हैं.
So members are protected by the company's action. If company is doing any action, company is going into liquidation, company is having financial stress, members are not liable. Okay. If the company incurs any debt or contravenes any law, contravenes means what, guys? Violated, breaking any law or violated any law. Okay. If company had incurred any debt everybody knows, loan, or if they had violated any law, company had violated any law, corporate veil concept implies that members should not be liable for those errors. You are getting the corporate veil, you are getting the corporate shield. So corporate shield is protecting the member, whatever company's actions are there, members are not liable. Okay. In other words, they enjoy corporate insulation. Insulation means separation. Okay, insulation, they are separate and corporate is separate. Got it everyone? Thus, the shareholders are protected from the act of the company. Simple layman language, shareholders are protected from the act of the company. Now, the Salomon versus Salomon and Company Limited, this case came, laid down the foundation of the concept of corporate veil or independent corporate personality. In Salomon versus Salomon and Company Limited, the House of Lords laid down that a company is a person distinct and separate from its member. So in that, the court, this is foreign court, so they are using the word House of Lords. They said that company is a person distinct and separate from its member, everybody knows now. In this case, one Salomon incorporated a company named Salomon and Company Limited. Okay, he had made a company in the name of Salomon and Company Limited with 7 subscribers. I told you, subscriber to memorandum, they are the members. So with 7 subscribers consisting of himself, 1, wife, 2, 4 sons, 6 and 1 daughter. Okay. So who are the subscriber or members of that company? How many people? 7 members. Salomon, wife, 4 son and 1 daughter. 7 members. Okay. Then this company took over the personal business assets of Salomon. Who had taken over the personal asset of the Salomon? This company. Which company? Salomon and Company Limited. Okay. This company took over the personal business asset of Salomon for pound 38,782. How much? Personal asset of Salomon. Okay. Who had taken, guys, this much of? Who had taken? This company had taken. So Salomon was having this much of personal asset, pound 38,782. He was having personal asset. He had given to whom? To company. Company name is what? Salomon Company Limited. Okay. Now in return, what he had taken, guys, see here. In turn, Salomon took 20,000 share of pound 1 each. Means how much he had taken? 20,000 pound. One share is 1 pound. 20,000 share he had taken, means 20,000 pound he had taken already. Then what he had taken? Debenture worth rupees 10,000 of the company with charge of the company's asset. First of all, I will explain you charge later. First you understood what he had taken in return. What he had given, Srishti? What he had given to company? What he had given? Bolo beta. Personal assets. How much? What was the worth? Dhanalakshmi? 38,782. In return, what he took from the company? Shares 20,000, 1 pound each. Okay. And debenture of loan of 10,000 rupees. So 38 out of 38, how much he took already? 30,000. Okay. And balance in cash. What he had taken? Balance in cash. So 782 he had taken in cash. Everything he had taken. Okay. He made the company, everything he had taken. Okay. Then his wife, what happened? Okay. 8,782. Then his wife, daughter and 4 sons took up rupees 1 share each. They are the subscriber already we had seen. Subsequently, the company went into liquidation due to general trade depression. He said, in my business there is no growth. I am going in the loss. So my business is in depression. Now I wanted to liquidate. I wanted to close it. Are you getting everyone? Okay. He had given the reason that my company is in the financial distress or trade depression. So I am liquidating it. The unsecured creditor to the tune of pound 7,000 contended. He had taken loan. Okay, unsecured creditor. They are not secured, guys. They are the unsecured creditor. How much rupees? Pound 7,000. And he said, now company is closed. I don't have any asset from where I will pay you. So they had filed a case, guys. They contended that Salomon could not be treated as secured creditor of the company. They said Salomon should also be unsecured. Why he is secured creditor? Now in respect of the debenture held by him, as he was the MD of one-man company, which was not different from Salomon, and the clock of the burden. Clock is what? Burden of the company was mere as sham. Sham is what? Fake and fraud. It was held by Lord MacNaughton. So these unsecured creditors said that he is only making the company, he is only taking all the things, and he is handling the business. How he is not separate? His business and Salomon is same. If Salomon is having 20,000, 10,000 and 8,782 rupees, so then how he is telling that company is in liquidation? So one man company, say suppose you had started a shop, you took loan from others and you are having 50,000 rupees and you have to pay 20,000. So you will tell that this is my shop, this is closed, I am not going to give this money. He said like that. So it can be done in proprietorship, but in company what benefit he had taken? separate legal entity. He said to unsecured creditor that I am separate and company is separate. So whatever I had taken, why I will give my personal things to company. So he had taken the benefit of this separate legal entity. Okay. So here one thing I left that I wanted to tell you, this charge on the company's asset. How he had received all the money, guys? How he had received? When he took the debenture. Debenture means loan. Solomon had taken 10,000 rupees debenture. So he had given the loan to the company. Are you getting? He had given the loan to the company. He had given 10,000 rupees to company, and later on he said that company is in the financial stress, in the depression. So charge on the company's asset means, guys, if he had given 10,000 loan and taken debenture, by selling the assets of the company, he can recover his debenture. That is called the secured debenture. Secured debenture means charge. मतलब आपने mortgage सुना है? Had you heard about mortgage, गिरवी, pledge? Hard or not? Pledge and गिरवी, hard or not? So that is called the mortgage, guys. In the layman, when we are selling our property and all, we are saying mortgage and pledge. If you are movable property, you say pledge. If immovable property, we say this mortgage. But when it in the corporate, we use the term charges on the asset. If you are giving loan, so there will be assets of the company. On that you will create that mortgage, and the term is what? Charge. The term is what? Charge. So whenever we will use this mortgage and pledge kind of concept, we will use charge on the asset. Say suppose you are debenture holder of the ABC Limited. You had taken 1 lakh rupees debenture, right? So you will give me 1 lakh rupees. That charge will be there in the assets of my company. If I will not pay you interest and principal, you can take a process to sell my assets and you can take it back, right? So like that he had played smartly. He had put on the charge on the asset this 10,000, okay, and he recovered his own money, but unsecured creditor he had not paid. Got it? So this was the charge on asset and this was the fake and sham, but court had said that company is separate and in court had given the decision that Solomon is separate and company is separate, so he is not liable to pay any liability to the unsecured creditor. Did you get this, guys? This is very, very important case law, so you have to remember this. In your own story you can make that when you will get the books and all, or this PDF, okay? So the company is at law a different person altogether from subscriber to the memorandum, and though it may be that after incorporation the business is precisely the same as it was before and the same person are managers and same hands receive the profits, and the company is not in law the agent of the subscriber or trustee for them, nor are the subscriber as members liable in any shape or form except to the extent and in the manner provided by the Act. Thus, in this case, clearly established that company has its own existence, and as a result, a shareholder cannot be held liable for the act of the company even though he holds virtually the entire share capital. So, though that person shareholder is taking all the capital, then also he is separate. He is not liable for the company's act. If company went into liquidation, that shareholder is not liable to pay, though he is having money. All share capital he is having, but he is not liable to pay, okay? So the whole law of corporation is in fact based on this theory of separate corporate entity. Now this question may arise whether this veil of corporate personality can even be lifted or pierced. So tomorrow we will see, or in the next class we will see. Now they are asking how, you know, everybody said that he had done wrong. Now the question is arise whether this veil of corporate personality can even be lifted or pierced. Means pierced, you know, that you have to make a hole in that to see who is behind, who is doing all these things, or you have to lift that curtain, you have to lift that shield to see who are these people. So in that cases, many different kind of cases are there where you will see who are the person behind it. That we will see in the next class. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.